Nobody talks about this, but it is killing your results on your farm. Well, in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the key factors that do influence the growth of the chickens from day one up to the point of laying eggs. So just stick around with me right through up to the very end. And well, welcome back to Farm Palace with me, Edison, a college student with deep passion in poultry. On this channel, Farm Palace, I share with you real farming experience and tips to help you to grow your farm into a profitable business. And I also talk about how to take care of chickens, how to raise healthy chickens for maximum productivity, just like me on Farm Palace. So just subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of my uploads. Well, let's dive in right now. Well, there are so many factors that do influence the growth of chickens. Number one, it is the nutrition. So you need to make sure that you do give your chickens with good quality feeds. You need to make sure that the feeds that you are giving to your chickens have high levels of proteins, because during that period from day one up to the point when these chickens reach to their 12th week, it is the growth stage of the chickens. So you need to make sure that the feeds contain high levels of proteins. These proteins do help these chickens to gain the weight that you want them to gain, grow as fast as you want them to grow, and put on the weight gain that you want your chickens to put on, so that you can hit the target weight that you want them to hit. And so in that way they will start laying for you eggs on time. I'll give you an example, guys. For me on Farm Palace, during the first month of brooding, I was giving my chickens pelleted feeds, and from week 4 to the week 12, I was mixing for my chickens 100 kgs of broken maize and 100 kgs of maize bran with 50 kgs of broiler concentrate and 25 kgs of limestone, because those feeds, those feeds, they contain, more so the broken maize, they contain high levels of proteins, and this enables my chickens to grow as fast as I wanted them to grow, and they were able to gain the weight that I wanted them to gain, and they started laying for me eggs on time. So that period is very crucial. It is the most important period in this life cycle of these chickens. The growth period from day one up to their 12th week, because it's that time which determines when they will start to lay for you eggs. So you need to make sure that you feed them with feeds that contain high levels of proteins, so that they can gain the weight as fast as you want them to gain, and in that way they'll start giving you eggs on time. As I've told you guys, from their 13th week to their 18th week, when they start laying for you eggs, up to when you want them to be on your farm. So you need to make sure that from their 13th week you reduce on the levels of proteins. I'll give you an example, guys. For me on Farm Palace, I have 100 birds, and 50 birds were cocks and 50 birds were hens. So when they reached their 13th week, I had to separate them, and I separated them, guys, as I shared with you in my recent videos. I separated them in the middle, and I was feeding the hens separately from the cocks, because I had to start feeding my hens with special feeds that is given to layers to start preparing them so that they can lay for me eggs on time. And I was able, guys, to hit the goal. So my chickens started laying for me eggs during their 17th week, and they were just 17th week and 5 days old, just remaining with 2 days to clock to their 18th week, and they started giving me eggs. Why? Because I did all the right steps. What the right steps are? Those steps that I've shared with you guys, and what I'm going to be continuing sharing with you. Well, and cools down the temperatures, so you don't have to worry about the temperatures being too high when your chicken house is well aerated, when the sides are properly oriented and there is enough air fresh air that comes into the room. But if your chicken house, all the sides are enclosed, yeah, you have a wall this way, a wall this way, a wall this way, and there's no room for aeration, that means your chickens are going to be enclosed in that room and they are going to suffocate, guys. They will suffocate and they will start suffering from respiratory illnesses because they don't receive fresh air. Remember, guys, these chickens do poop where they sleep, yeah, so you need to make sure that the chicken house is well aerated so that fresh air can come into the room and the toxic gases, the ammonia gas, the sulfur gas inside those chicken droppings can escape from the chicken house, yeah. So you need to make sure that the sides are well aerated, properly oriented, fresh air comes into the room. That fresh air helps to cool down temperatures. So the good saturation of air helps the temperatures inside the chicken house to be cool, yeah. When they tend to rise, fresh air comes in place and it cools down the temperatures. But if all the sides are enclosed, they will suffer. I personally, guys, I was keeping my chickens in a room which was enclosed after they had finished my first brooding month, yeah. So I hadn't finished the chicken house, this permanent chicken house. I was keeping my chickens in the room where I brooded them from. So what happened is that they increased in size. They are 50th week, 60th week, they had increased in size, and the litters at the room could get cakey within 3-4 days. The aeration was very poor, the levels of ammonia were really high, and my chickens suffered from chicken fever because of poor aeration. It was really terrible, guys, because I even lost one of my healthy cock because of that chicken fever. It was really very terrible, yeah. But you need to make sure that the sides of the chicken house, they are properly oriented like mine, guys. There is fresh air coming into the room, and what that means, it means that that fresh air comes into the room and it cools down the temperatures, but also the toxic gases, they escape from the room and fresh air comes into the room. Well, that provides a conducive environment for the chickens, and what it means that your chickens are going to be enjoying themselves. So in back, they are going to pay you and give you eggs, yeah. For me here currently on Farm Palace, I do sell fertilized eggs, guys. Well, I leave a link for the Farm Palace number in the description below. You can contact and have yourself a tray, yeah. They are very delicious with the yellow yolk. Very soon, guys, I'm going to start selling one-day-old chickens, yeah, and it is because of the eggs that I do get from these chickens, yeah. So you need to make sure that the chickens enjoy themselves, and one of the things that contributes to the conducive environment for the chickens, it is the temperatures, yeah. So making sure that the temperatures inside the chicken house, they are cool. Number 3 is proper aeration. Well, guys, you can see my chicken house this side. From here down up to there up, it's around 8 feet, and the wall only covers about 3.5 feet. So that means from here where the wall ends up to there up, it's about 4.5 feet. So from that corner to that corner, all that space is for proper aeration. You can see even this side, yeah, it's a wall, guys, but up there, that space will be utilized for aeration. Even there you can see even that side, yeah. So that space is going to be utilized for proper aeration. What that means, it means that, guys, fresh air is going to be able to come into the chicken house, and well, these chickens, guys, do poop while they sleep. So it means that these chicken droppings remain in the same chicken house where these chickens stay, yeah. And these chicken droppings, they contain the toxic gases, the ammonia gas, the sulfur gas, the carbon dioxide gas, yeah. So when they do poop, those toxic gases, they go into the atmosphere. And if your chicken house is enclosed, this side you have a wall, this side a wall, the other side a wall, yeah, and you don't have any space to let in fresh air, that means your chickens are going to get suffocated and they are going to start suffering from respiratory illnesses. So when these chickens have completed this first month of brooding, they need fresh air, yeah. So after they complete their first month of brooding, that is when they are 5 weeks, 6 weeks, they need fresh air, yeah, because they can be able to support themselves. They no longer need you, the farmer, to provide them with heat, yeah. Their body can be able to support themselves, yeah, and at that time they need fresh air, yeah. So when your chickens get out of that brooding stage, you need to make sure that you shift them in a room which is properly oriented, yeah. you can see my chicken house, guys. This space is letting in fresh air because my chickens need fresh air. Yeah, these chickens, in order to grow well, they need fresh air. And when the room is enclosed, all the toxic gases are going to remain inside, guys, as I've shared with you, and your chickens will get suffocated. That's why you need to make sure that the chicken house is properly oriented. There is fresh air coming to the room so that toxic gases also can be able to escape from the chicken house. But if your chicken house is enclosed, it means they are going to remain. Yeah, so you need to make sure that the sides of your chicken house are well oriented so that the toxic gases, the ammonia gas, the sulfur gas, the carbon dioxide gas can escape from the chicken house and fresh air come into the chicken house. Yeah. Number 4 is the health of the birds. So, well, guys, one of the ways we can make sure that our birds are healthy is through vaccinating them. Yeah, so when you go to purchase your birds, you need to make sure that you ask the supplier of your chicks to give you a vaccination schedule that you are going to be following when vaccinating your birds. Yeah, so vaccination is simply administering a vaccine in the bodies of our chickens to boost their immunity to fight against a certain disease. Yeah, I'll give you an example, guys. We do give our chickens the Newcastle vaccine to boost their immunity, fight against the Newcastle disease. Yeah, but if you do vaccinate your birds but still you do face the same problem, for example, if you do vaccinate your birds against the Newcastle disease and you keep having your birds dying of the Newcastle disease, then you need to check on the following. Yeah, number 1, you need to check whether you are purchasing the vaccine from a right source. Yeah, because the vaccine, you may be giving a vaccine which is expired or which is not of a good quality to your chickens, and that means the vaccine will not work. Yeah, so you need to make sure that you are sourcing the vaccine from the right source, and the vaccine should not be expired. Yeah, secondly, you need to check whether you are transporting the vaccine in the right way from the vet shop where you purchase it from to the farm where you're going to be administering it to the chickens. Yeah, because you may be sourcing the right vaccine of a good quality which is not expired, but you transport it the wrong way, and it gets wrong along the way. Yeah, so you need to make sure that you purchase the right vaccine and also transport it in the right way to the farm. Yeah, another thing, you need to check whether you are administering the vaccine in the right way to the chickens. Yeah, because, guys, you may be purchasing the right vaccine when it is of a good quality, when it is not expired, and you do transport it in the right way. Yeah, but you do administer it in the wrong way. Yeah, and it goes bad. Yeah, and it doesn't work. Yeah, so you need to make sure that you purchase the right vaccine, you transport it in the right way, and also you administer it in the right way to the chickens. Yeah, and number 4, you need to make sure that you follow the right vaccination schedule of the area that you are in. Yeah, because, guys, in some areas some vaccines are valid, and in some areas some vaccines are invalid. Yeah, so you need to make sure that you follow the right vaccination schedule of the area that you are in. Yeah, and if you do vaccinate your birds, well, that makes sure that your birds are healthy and you won't have cases of diseases on your farm. Yeah, currently for me, guys, I've been vaccinating my birds from day one, because on day one they were vaccinated against the Marek's disease and the Newcastle disease. Yeah, but currently they are healthy. I have them on the farm, my mother stock, but I have never had my chickens getting those diseases that are vaccinated, the Newcastle disease. Why? Because I do vaccinate my birds against those diseases. Yeah, so I do boost the immunity of my birds to fight against those diseases. Yeah, so that's what you have to do, guys. You need to make sure that you vaccinate your birds against those diseases so that you boost their immunity to fight against those diseases. Yeah, and for people who do not believe in vaccines, face a proper reality check when it does come to raising chickens. Yeah, I'll give you an example, guys. Currently we have few cases of the polio disease, the measles disease, the tuberculosis disease, because those diseases are vaccinated. Yeah, but when we go and ask our great grandparents, they will tell you that many years ago we used to have many death cases of the polio disease, the tuberculosis disease, because all those vaccinatable diseases, those vaccines that are immunizable or that are vaccinated, we used to have many death cases long ago because there were few vaccines during that. Just a recap, the factors that do influence the growth of chickens: number one, it is the nutrition, which includes the quality of the feeds, the quantity of the feeds that you are giving to your chickens, the amount that you are giving to your chickens, and also the ingredients that you are mixing for your chickens, and also the protein levels, yeah, that are inside the feeds that you are giving to your chickens, yeah. Number two, it is the temperatures, yeah. So you need to make sure that inside the chicken house there are cool temperatures to enable your chickens to grow, yeah, to focus the energy they get from the feeds that you do give them on growing well, yeah, not cooling down themselves, yeah. That's why you need to make sure that the temperatures inside the chicken house, they are cool, yeah. And you can do that by making sure that it is well aerated, and also you can put in fans inside the chicken house, yeah. So you need to make sure that find ways of making sure that the temperatures inside the chicken house are cool, yeah. And number three, guys, it is the aeration, yeah. You can see my sides, they are well properly oriented, so there is fresh air coming into the room. So you need to make sure that there is fresh air coming into the chicken house. And number four, it is the health of the birds, yeah, which includes vaccinating the birds against, diseases that are vaccinated, like the Newcastle disease, like the Gumboro disease, and all other diseases that are being vaccinated, yeah. And also the hygiene, yeah. You guys will have seen the cleanness, the hygiene inside my chicken house, yeah. The litter, it's dry, the drinkers are clean, yeah. The water inside the drinkers is clean, and also the feeders are clean, yeah. So you need to make sure that the hygiene inside your chicken house is on top notch, yeah. So you need to make sure that there's no leakage, there's no way your chicken is going to get a disease because of the hygiene, yeah. Because guys, if the litter inside the chicken house, as I've shared with you, if it's cakey, it gets wet and it gets cakey, you're going to have your chickens suffering from coccidiosis, yeah. And if the water inside the drinker, it is dirty, you have your chicken suffering from certain diseases, yeah. So you need to make sure that the drinkers are clean, the water inside the drinkers are clean, and also the litter should be dry, yeah. So that's it for today, guys. I hope the video has been very helpful to you, and if you found the video interesting, give me a thumbs up, comment on the video, share this video with anyone you think it will be very helpful to you. And if you have any question, anything you would like to know, feel free to drop it in the comment section below. It will be my pleasure to go through them and answer you one by one, yeah. And to all those who have subscribed to the channel, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel, for viewing the videos, for liking, for commenting, for sharing. I really appreciate it, guys. I love you so much. And if you're viewing the video and haven't subscribed to the channel for more urban poultry tips. On this channel, Farm Palace, I share with you real farming experience and tips to help you to grow your farm into a profitable business. And I also talk about how to take care of chickens, how to raise healthy chickens for maximum productivity, just like me on Farm Palace. So just subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so that you are the first to know when I upload a new video. Lots of love. Thanks again for watching. Catch you very soon with another video.